Let's talk about exploring somebody's own sexuality and how to really come out of knowing what you want and not being shamed. How do we get to that point?
Do you know, we all have such varied sexual introductions to sexuality.
Yes.
Some of us were told, if you even think about sex, doesn't the Bible say if your eye makes you sin, cut it off?
Yes.
And some people really have been raised with very strict and rigid ideas of sex, right? The intention behind it may have been good, but what happens is then they get married or coupled, and things are just not.
And some of it, by the way, I came to realize the whole no sex before marriage, it's a good concept. But I know one of my handicaps, weirdly enough, going into my marriage as a virgin was the fact that I went into my marriage as a virgin. You know, because you have so many things that you're all closed up. You're supposed to feel safe with this person, but you don't. You're learning that from scratch. It can take a long time.
You grow up knowing sex is bad, immoral, it's a sin, and then you get married and automatically you should
it's
be a
supposed
vixen.
to be okay, exactly. And you're supposed to be open, and you're supposed to.
And you're also starting out like from scratch.
Yes.
So here you are, amazing writer or lawyer or teacher, whatever you are. But in this area of your life, you're a kindergartner.
You're at zero.
Yeah, you're at zero.
So you feel small even, just,
And if neither of you knows, to me, if you want to wait. In fact, one of the things I say, abstinence is a valid choice.
Very.
And honestly, I'm not one who thinks, why are you waiting till marriage? No.
Yeah, if it's for you, do it.
Whom they feel the fact that we both waited, or the fact that he waited for me, or the fact that she waited for me, makes me feel so special.
Yes.
Other people are like, listen, you know, it's important to be honest about a few things. I can't, I don't want to. So it's good to know. And I've seen even people saying, listen, please don't come to me as a virgin. Go learn. I'm not trying to be like a training school. Go and learn and then come now and
let's share our experiences together.
Yes, exactly. So we come from such varied backgrounds that I don't really know that there's a cookie cutter way for everybody to be on the same page. What I think is that usually like tends to attract like, right? So if you're an honest person, a genuine person, so for example, even looking at you, right? When I don't have braids, I have my hair similar to yours. So let me speak on what I know. I have found that people approach me with an openness anyway, because they assume for somebody to walk around with a flower in her hair, you know, hair that, because I don't comb my hair.
Exactly.
So people are more likely to approach you with openness because they perceive you as open, right?
And real.
Yeah, real. I should use real, genuine, authentic. If you're always putting on a veneer, guess who's going to be attracted to you? The people who wear veneers, or people who prefer people who wear veneers.
That's true.
So if a man, for example, is looking for a quiet wallflower of a woman to marry and bear him children, I may not be the right person.
Me neither.
Because, girl, I talk in my sleep. So clearly, I'm not the candidate for like the quiet, you know, just...
Yes, you know, when you sip your tea, you know, like these.
And when we go on a date, I have a salad. No. I need a steak. I need some damn potatoes. And then maybe I can have a salad on the side. So knowing that, no man is coming to me expecting me to put on this front, because I just...
It's not me.
I'm not projecting that. So they're not going to expect that of me. If they do expect that of me, they're going to receive a very firm but kind... Sometimes. No. Right? Because authenticity is important to me. My hope is that I attract
people who are authentic.
And that translates sexually and non-sexually. Can I tell you something interesting about sex? It's rarely about sex.
It's true.
It's really about the context, right? People say, oh, sex life is not good. And what they want me to do is tell them, do the reverse cowgirl. And then...
And it won't make a difference.
None. You can have the most yummy, connected, delicious vanilla sex known to mankind.
That's true. And like I said, it can last 5 minutes or 5 hours.
Girl, and I know about 5 hours sex. People tell me things.
Do you? Have you done the tantric sex? Should we? No,
maybe
it's the wrong
not me, but just... Actually, you know, one of my rules is I don't discuss my personal life, because professionally clients tend to attach to their therapist's narrative a lot.
Okay.
So we
When you
we
talk
actually
about
boundary.
okay,
So we give examples in different things, but I would never.
because I think that's the right thing to do.
Yes, if my
Okay.
therapist can do that. So maybe I like vanilla sex and you like chandelier sex,
Yes.
and now you're feeling, oh my God, my therapist likes vanilla sex.
So let me
now
try it.
Let's just sell the chandelier and just, get.
It doesn't work
You
like
can
that.
get a pole, a swing,
Yeah.
chandelier to do what you need to do.
But how can you learn what you like? Because it's true, some people like vanilla, despite the fact that vanilla is supposed to be boring.
Yes.
Some like it.
They
So
do,
how
and it
you
isn't
learn?
boring.
Yeah, I agree with you. It isn't boring
Acrobatic
at all.
sex is not the mark of amazing sex.
Yes.
What makes sex amazing is connection, and what makes
I
connection
agree.
possible is safety.
Safety.
Here we're back,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Safety. Even to be here together, why we can do this here is because we feel we're in a safe space.
Yeah. Having never met before.
Yes, by the way, we've never met before.
We've never met
this
before
is our
physically.
first meeting.
Yes.
But I feel like
yeah.
and it's a sacrifice for both of us to have left what we were doing, to make the time, to
yeah.
take the energy to come and do this together, right?
Yes.
Because we already created a sense of safety that we hope can sustain us
That's
through
true.
this.
That's true.
And then we go and confirm slowly by slowly
Yeah.
whether we're right or we're wrong.
So you've talked about UPR, which is unconditional personal regard.
Positive regard.
Positive, unconditional positive regard.
Yes.
So do you think if we use that in our relationships, we would be, number one, more honest with each other?
Within the context of UPR, it's really about acceptance. That's what UPR means.
Yeah.
It means that when you come to my office, no matter what you've done,
Yeah.
you are received and always seen in your highest self,
Wow.
in your best light,
Wow.
right? So when somebody says, I cheated on my wife, I don't look at him
Like
as a
some
cheat.
irresponsible, blah, blah,
Yes,
blah.
I
Yeah.
look at him as a person who's brought this thing to
Okay.
me, right?
Okay.
So in a relationship, when you asked that question, I thought, oh, yes, that's a great concept.
Yeah.
And it's about giving the benefit of doubt,
Okay.
assuming the best of your partner.
Yeah. How do you cultivate that though? Especially if you've not had a safe relationship in the first place. How do you cultivate, I will always look at you in your best possible light?
It can be something to aspire to.
Okay.
But it's, you know how people say relationships take work?
Yes.
This is what they mean when they say
Yes.
relationships take work, right? This is the work.
Yeah.
Because the work is for Mona to say, I've been married before and they
Yeah.
didn't work and now I want to get married again. But the other guy did XYZ,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
In fact, yeah, so then rather than thinking, it's going to be so easy to just assume the best.
Yes.
So you're already getting triggered.
Yes,
Right? You're
yes.
already getting anxious. Anything that is even
Yes.
similar, you're already feeling churned up. And it's about kind of trusting the intention of your partner.
Okay.
And you will know whether your partner's intentions can be trusted because of so many things. So many times when someone had the chance to hurt you,
Yeah.
even in non-sexual ways,
Yes.
and they didn't.
Yeah.
By ignoring you, they didn't. Someone who came home tired and still took a moment to bring you into their space and
Yes.
embrace you.
Yeah.
Then you feel, oh, okay, I've never really seen this person being mean-spirited to me.
Okay. So you take all those things into consideration.
Yes. So, for example, if right now in the duration of our taping, your partner says to himself, why wouldn't she talk to me like the whole day?
Yeah.
Doesn't she care about me?
Yeah.
Or you may be the one who feels that way. How come you never speak to me like a whole day? Whole day.
Yes, you say nothing.
Yes, you could assume that you don't love me, you don't care about me, I must not mean that much to you.
Yeah.
You could also equally assume it must have gotten really busy.
She was not able to come to the phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the assumption being,
From the best
the way
point.
I know Mona,
Yeah. I like
she would
that.
have reached out to me by now.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So always kind of resisting the instinct to assume the worst. Because we assume the worst because
Yes.
we're in pain
Yeah.
and the intention is to protect us.
Yes.
But what it does is protect us sometimes, but also protect us from goodness and intimacy.
Exactly. And
right?
from finding out the truth or from seeing the truth.
If somebody's foundation is already shaky, broken, confused, confusing,
Yeah.
and they've never taken the time to deal with it,
Yeah.
they're going to carry many of those things into the
their
relationships. And I know intimacy for healthy people sounds like such a wonderful experience. Isn't it great?
Yeah, yeah.
He trusts me,
Yeah.
I trust him. Isn't it wonderful?
But it can be scary.
No, yes.
can
It's
be
very,
very
threatening to
scary.
somebody who's been injured and has not had the
Yes,
time
I see.
to admit, explore, embrace,
Yeah.
accept
So they're always
injury.
coming from a defensive sort of position.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
or disbelief.
some people cheat. Yeah. And some people cheat because it's their way of making sure they always have an out. So that if you break their heart, you won't break their whole heart.
Yeah. They have to have options alive and well.
Alive and well.
Yeah.
So some of it is options from the perspective of just kind of selfishness. Options in terms of you're not good enough for me, so I'm just going to do blah, blah, blah. And some of them, it's options in terms of I'm going to do this so that even if you ever leave me,
I'm okay.
I will not be damaged
or it will
completely.
be a softer landing for me.
Because to give you all of me is so threatening for me, right?
Yeah.
So the value of therapy for couples that are going through a difficult time, even before infidelity, is because you need the space to say that. You need the space to say, my mom did everything for my dad and he still left her.
Yes.
I trusted my dad so much and then he died. And you know, death, by the way, feels like the ultimate rejection.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
The idea of trusting someone. I used to think my mom was a saint. And then I grew up and found out that she cheated on my dad. I'm not even my dad's, or she was unfaithful. I'm never going to be fooled. I'm never going to be so stupid
to do that.
That happens to me. Yes.
To happen to me.
And so I'm going to prevent that by having a peace for me that I will never give to you.
I think a lot of what you're saying goes back to where I started when I was saying, if we understand ourselves better, we will understand how we take sexuality better, because it's directly connected.
It's actually it. That's actually it.
Yes.
It's taking the time to really understand why is this so important to me?
Or why does it not matter to me?
That's the other thing. I'm so thankful you brought that up. Why isn't this a thing? Why isn't this... we are both female, we could be dating, you know, our respective partners. And you could be feeling like, why does Maggie care that he hasn't texted her all day? Meanwhile, for me, I'm about to dial like the president and say, look, it's an emergency. You know what I mean? Why doesn't this matter to me? Why isn't monogamy that important to me?
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Because even that will advise you on what you do and what you don't do.
Yes.
There are people who actually argue for polygamy and they feel that I like the idea of loving someone and being loved by someone, but I also like the idea that it's not all me.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want the pressure even of somebody's expectations all on me.
I've had people say, I like knowing that when he's not with me, he's with her.
Yes.
I don't have to guess. I don't have to wonder, is he with some other person someplace? I know where he is.
Yeah, and that's their safety.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like the idea of being on my own. For some days of the week. I've actually just in the last 7 days read about a couple that keeps a separate apartment. And a few days a week, the wife goes to that apartment to be alone.
It's like time out. The time out zone.
And the husband is left in the home or they exchange because they really feel they need the space. And other couples need the space and they find ways to cultivate it. Other couples say, you know what, I'm taking time out to go to Karura this Sunday. And the wife will say,
your famous
have a
Karura.
great time. I know, I really need to stop downing it. It's a wonderful place, wonderful, wonderful place. Not for me, but I've been there and actually I really loved it.
It's a wonderful.
But I can't leave my bed like for that.
So would you then conclude, especially when it comes to sex, that it really should be about our own personal convictions and finding the courage to explore and accept that?
I would say so. The only caveat or the only thing I will add to that is that you can't just, because sex involves other people unless you're masturbating, right?
Yes.
So you cannot make certain choices for the other person.
Yes.
So if you want other partners, you really need to decide, is this the person to be with in a polyamorous relationship? I was thinking poly what, a polyamorous relationship. Or is it time to release this person to find the monogamy they need so I can find the polyamory I need?
like that.
Right?
I like that.
To understand that your choice is valid because even of the times we live in.
Yes.
To understand that it may be valid to you, but in the society in which you live, it may not be valid. And so to take appropriate steps to take care of yourself, take care of your partner or your partners, right? And to always put the consideration of another person, it's not, I don't even believe about prioritizing necessarily like their needs over yours, but it's putting them on the table. It's about saying these things are on the table. What do we want to do about
So you allow everybody involved to make an informed decision?
Yes. Because if you say it's my right, who I really am is a person who has a vibrant sexuality and I want to explore that with other people, no one's stopping you.
That's true.
But when you lie to me that what you want is a monogamous union with me, what you're really doing is using me to meet your need without consideration for my need.
While you're meeting other needs as well.
Exactly. So you need to understand what is my need, what is her need or his need, and how are we contributing to meeting each other's needs. The minute dishonesty enters the equation, it's no longer about honoring yourself.
That's true.
So sex is about honoring yourself, and it takes work.
It does.
To admit what it is you want and don't want.
Wow. Cool. Thank you, Maggie. I feel like we've just scratched the top of this topic. Like there's so much more to delve into. So we'll definitely have other sessions, I hope.
I hope so too.
And we want to talk more about you being an opera singer
we
next time.
We will.
But for now, thank you so much for coming out and speaking with us about this. And for everybody who was watching, thank you so much for being there. We have talked about sex and most importantly, how we can experience it and exercise it in our relationships in a positive way. One of the best things that Maggie has said is what she calls the UPR, which was
unconditional positive regard.
Unconditional positive regard, and having a safe space in our relationships. And I think that also applies to us in my own personal life. I need to have unconditional positive regard for myself and give myself a safe space to explore and to accept and to be who I am. And most importantly, to be honest with the people in our lives about what we want from sex, what we believe in sex, and who we believe we are sexually and, totally as people. So thank you so much for watching Life with Mona. Thank you so much, Maggie Gitu. It was a pleasure having you here.
Same here.
And let's get together again and let's have more conversations. This was Life with Mona.